You're on a video, but I'm living it in real life. Alright guys, today we're going to be drawing a temple. Now I've had an order for the Manhattan, New York temple from a person who recently served their mission there. He asked me to draw a picture for him so he could hang it up and remember his mission. So we're going to do that today. Here's the picture that I'm going to be basing it most off of, but the guy said he wanted more of the street at the bottom, and so we're going to do that. As you can see, I have a few pencils here. They're just normal, regular pencils, like school pencils, you know. I'm no professional, except these two. This one's like an art pencil I got from an art kit, and this one's a colored pencil. And so, we're gonna make it happen. So first we're gonna just add this angel Moroni real quick, because the temple's not really complete without the angel Moroni. Of course, as you saw, I started right here with this middle line. That line's actually gonna be the edge of the skyscraper, as you can see in that picture. I figured that was basically the middle of the picture, and once I got that edge, I could base where the temple's details would be around where the skyscraper like met the temple right there, see? So that window was right there, and then I just kind of based it off of how wide it is and stuff. As you also know, I'm not perfect. I didn't use any rulers here. So if you guys ever want to do art, or you already do art, I'd suggest using rulers for straight lines. But if you don't want to use rulers and you're stubborn like me, just kind of make them look good. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to finish off the bottom of the temple here, and then we're going to start figuring out the outside of the temple, because there's a lot of buildings in New York City, if you didn't know. So there's going to be some skyscrapers coming off to this side, and then a little glass one over here, according to the picture. The big skyscraper that you probably saw in the picture will be behind there. A few more off to the side. And then we have to base off the street from a different picture besides this one. Anyway, let's get started with that. I don't think anyone from New York will ever see this video, because I'm not expecting that many people to even see it at all. But if you do, and you happen to ever drive past this temple, that's pretty cool. This temple, from what I've researched and what I've heard from people who have been here, is that the first few floors are actually the church, the tabernacle and stuff, and then only a few floors at the top are the temple. I'm not really sure, but it's pretty cool how they do that. And for a while, I think it didn't have a spire on it up here because of like height limitations or something, but then they added it. I'm not sure. I know they had to do that with the Boston, Massachusetts temple. When it was dedicated, it didn't have the spire or anything because they wanted to get it done before 2000. So that interesting temple trivia for you. You're welcome. Goodness, Josh, you should be using an actual art pencil. I've never really learned the specifics of why you would want to use an art pencil. I always just use these regular pencils. They work just fine. And I'm not a professional. I'm not submitting this to a museum or something, or an art exhibit. It's really just me and my pencil. Then some people want to buy them. And now this is where you would want a ruler. But I'm not gonna get one. Because I'm lazy. Yeah, see? Mistakes, erasers, they're the best. You know, when you're doing this, when you're drawing, it doesn't really matter. But at the end, when it's all finished, all those mistakes add up and give you a beautiful finishing piece. Like already, how far it's come. There's a bunch of mistakes in here where I've already finished, but it looks just fine. And those mistakes are happy where they are. Hopefully I'll add music or something, because I don't talk very much when I'm drawing. Oh. So as you saw, I was working on this skyscraper, and I was dreading doing this the whole time, because look how big it is. All those windows, and if it was possible for you guys to zoom in, you would notice that each of these windows is not perfect. Some of them are skewed, the line of windows kind of curves up, and these lines that way aren't perfect either. But it looks fine if you look at it from far away, and that's just fine, because the main purpose of this picture is not this skyscraper, it's the temple. So sorry that last clip cut out early, but as you can see what I did, I finished these 3 trees. Pretty great, huh? And again, I won't be talking the whole time, because as I've said, I don't usually talk while I'm drawing. I guess I don't have the mental capacity to talk while moving a pencil across paper. So, my iPad seems to be running out of storage, and so it only films for about a minute or two before it decides, we're not going to film anymore. So, it cut out the last clip again. So here's what I did. I finished these skyscrapers right up here. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to add the last building over here, or do I want to just finish up the street. So that's what I'm trying to decide now. As you can see, I'm kind of just making a street. Things I've done recently. Finished all the bottom there and put these planter boxes in. Yeah, this is basically all that I'm gonna do. After this, I'm gonna like cut this part off because we didn't need it. And I decided I was only gonna do this skyscraper, not this fancy one over here. So just cut that off, write the name of the temple, sign it, finish some more stuff over here, color in the sky, because as you know, the New York sky is not off-white. Anyway, so I just wanted to let you know that's what we're doing. I'm so excited we finally got to this point where I'm just doing the final touches. I'm shading places like underneath the telephone there, adding shadows to little places, and finally we got to the sky. And that's like my favorite part of the whole thing. I finished the rest of the sky. Now you can probably tell it looks kind of scratchy, kind of like how the road looks. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start blending a little bit. I don't always blend my sky. It doesn't always look very good, so I figured I might as well do it this time. Help the sky look a little bit better, because I want this to look like a good picture. Just look at that. That looks a lot nicer. think we're gonna erase out a little bit of clouds, just cause. And then we'll blend a little bit of figure into the cloud too. Give the clouds a little bit more definition. So just give them a little bit more shadows, as clouds have. I don't think I've ever seen a cloud that's perfectly white. Always has a little bit of dark in there. For now, I'm just going to write where the temple is. Got to do a little bit of research to find out if there's a street here or there's just like a plaza. Because I want this picture to be pretty precise. It's obviously not perfect. And there's obviously some things in here that aren't here, some things that are that I just didn't want to draw. Alright guys, thank you so much for staying while I drew this whole thing. I did a little bit of research and found out this is in fact a street there. And I found out the names of the streets, so I filled out the signs and I made this post longer because it's actually on this corner, not that corner. And so finally, I'm going to sign the picture. And here's the famous moment. Signing my name. And the date. Alright, well that sums up about 5 days for me and a few minutes for you guys. If you enjoyed this picture and you want a copy of it or something, get a hold of me. I can send you a copy. It's not like professional grade or anything, but it's still pretty good. Put your compliments down in the comments. If you didn't, also comment on that. If you do this kind of art yourself, or you do your own art, I'd love to hear about it. And that would surely make my day. Well, I hope all of you have a great day. I will see you next week.